Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. First things first, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for the really bad lighting. The lamp in my... The light bulb in my lamp has gone out and I need to go buy a new one. Second, if you have not already been able to tell by my voice, I'm quite sick at the moment. I'm sorry if my voice gets a bit hoarse halfway through this video. I am officially 6 months on testosterone. Honestly, I was talking about this and I think it's gone both quickly and slowly at the same time. Ooh-wee. Oh, I don't know. Wait, I just have to check my YouTube. I'm so silly. I'm not doing very well. Never mind, I'm a dum-dum. Right, so 6 months on testosterone and my 5th gender clinic appointment. Last video I talked about my body hair growth, but I didn't really go into specifics. And recently I've realised that I've been growing a lot of hair on like the backs of my thighs and across my knees, which I wasn't particularly hairy there before. I've always had quite hairy legs, like what are these called? Calves. No, yes, calves. I've always had very hairy calves, but usually like the hair stopped like here and then like thighs upwards, it just wasn't really that much hair. But now like around the backs of my thighs and like honestly like across my knees, I'm getting hair, which is, I mean, it's cool. I don't know, it's just... Talking of hair, this is something that I actually didn't realise until some of you guys on Instagram pointed it out to me. I posted a photo of, 2 photos, a comparison of me, I think 1 day or 1 week on testosterone and then 5 months on testosterone, I believe. And both of them I was not wearing any makeup, and someone pointed out that my eyebrows have got hairier and thicker. This piece of hair is really annoying me. My mustache is coming back after I shaved it a little bit, and you can kind of see like some hair around here as well. One thing I've noticed now that in selfies that I take or videos of myself, you can kind of see the shadow of my mustache hairs, which is really cool and has made me not want to shave them off again yet. And probably the biggest news that I have in terms of testosterone is that I am finally getting off sustanon. I am going on to libido. Hopefully this means that I will stop getting hot flashes, because oh my god, I'm just like, my body temperature is always all over the place. I'm always way too hot and it's really frustrating. Sweating wise, I think I've got better with it, but that's because I've started dressing in a way that means if I need to take layers off, I can take layers off because I know I get hot really easily nowadays. Let's talk about the gender clinic appointment. 5th. So obviously the biggest part is the talk of my blood level, what am I trying to say? Well, my blood tests returning and my hormone levels and being approved that yes, I can go on libido, and yes, I still do want to go on libido. That was something that had to be established, because I feel like every time you go back there, you just have to pretty much lay out that you still want the same things that you've talked about before, and that you haven't changed your mind, and that is like quite solid of an idea in your head. Something I did not know, and I feel quite silly not knowing this retrospectively, but also there's not much information about this online or in general with doctors. A lot of GPs don't really know much about this themselves either, is that when you transition from one gender to another, saying I'm going from female to male, even though I hate that term, well, males and females have different NHS numbers, and NHS numbers are obviously very important when it comes to information that's being sent to and from GPs. To NHS numbers, super important identifier of you and your blood test results and your injections and what you need and just your whole medical record in general. When I changed my name at my current GP, I also changed my gender. So I got a new NHS number and I thought everything was fine. That is quite confusing, where my past medical records and all of the information that was on there can't be transferred onto my new one under Jace Malloy. So I asked about this at the gender clinic and they told me that for some people it works and some others it doesn't, and that like the systems are just very messed up and complicated, and essentially I didn't get a very straight answer, so I don't know if I will ever have all of my information on one file, which is a male file. When I sit down in the appointment for my gender clinic, I talk about my blood test results for my hormone levels, and she turns to me and she says, "You still have a female NHS number." And I'm confused because I said, oh no, but I have a new NHS number. And she said that my new one was still a female NHS number. So naturally I asked her why would they give me just another and female one, you know, when I registered as male. And she said she didn't know. She said they probably didn't realise that you wanted a male one, even though I am literally going to this GP to get testosterone injections as a man. Because my NHS number was still female and I was still being put under like the female expectations of what testosterone levels should be, the range that they were looking at was incorrect. It was framed incorrectly. Having the right NHS number is super important, I guess. I don't know. She said this was something she would send a letter to my GP asking specifically for them to register me under a new male NHS number, so I don't have this problem hopefully, and that my test results will come back under the right range of being a guy rather than a girl. After that, we had a bit of like a mental health update talking about how I was doing. Something that I finally received was my letters that I can send when I reapply for a passport that will be able to have male on my passport. I'm really happy I got that sorted out. That's one of the admin things that I need to do because I need to apply for a new passport anyway. And finally, the talk of top surgery. The day before my gender clinic appointment, I did some research on the list of top surgeons that I'd been given my last appointment. And after doing this research and comparing results and also convenience of locations and traveling, all of that stuff, I came down to two surgeons that I prefer. One is Mr. Brits and the other is Mr. Nishal. I don't know who I'm leaning more towards at the moment because I still don't know waiting list times. That being said, after talking about this with the clinician, once again, there just wasn't that much discussion around top surgery itself and logistics and timings of it. I was told that my next appointment, that was when we would really talk about top surgery, which I know is what I said in my last video about my last appointment, because that was the impression that I was under. This would be more of a move towards talking about top surgery. And it was, but at the same time it wasn't as much of a step towards top surgery that I was hoping for. And something that was said was quite upsetting, and I understand why it's being said, but it can be so frustrating when you've known that you've wanted top surgery for years and you know that you still want it and you know that it's kind of all you ever really want. My clinician said that people need to be aware that this surgery is completely irreversible. And I had to hold myself back from just yelling at her like, I know, I know it's irreversible and that's why I want it. I'm so unhappy with my chest. And considering I'm now 20, I turned 20 since my last video, that has been around 4 years now that I've known I wanted top surgery. At 16, I was certain that I didn't want to have breasts. But I'm hanging on. I'm happy that I'm going to be able to start libido at least. I feel like this was easier than my last appointment in terms of I feel like there was progress, because even though there wasn't much talk about top surgery, I still have something new that I can focus on, like a step forward, some progress, which is going on libido. I don't know when my next appointment is yet, because like last time, I'm going to be sent a letter with the date of my new appointment. I asked how long my next appointment would be, and I assumed it would be around 3 months, because 3 months wait is usually what my appointment waiting times are, and hearing 4 months instead was a bit of a downer, I must admit. That was kind of rough. Oof, 4 months. 4 months. Yes. Oof. That was a long video, a lot of talking. I'm sorry. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was somewhat informative. Goodbye. Everyone take care of yourselves, and I hope you have a lovely day.